Cool.
And we live.
And we're live. So, man, what's going on?
Man, just trying out here being an adult.
So it's about 10:15. We both just got off of work.
Yeah.
Both a little tired, but we wanted to get together. We're actually working on some garments for his company. And that's what brought us together. I said, hey, you want to hop on the mic and do a little podcast? So I just did like a little 10-15 minute setup, maybe 20-30 minutes, who really knows. But we have the Part of the Culture podcast, and I'm here with Rory, Ground Star. Am I saying that right?
You got it, Ground Star.
He is a dancer, he coaches, he can dance, he's a DJ. He works with special ed kids during the day. If you are from San Jose, you probably know this man. He's dope. So what's going on, Rory?
Man, just trying to live that good life. What can I say, man? Just got off work. Like
Yeah.
I just said, teaching these kids how to dance, keep them out these streets.
That's what's up.
I mean, they don't really be in the streets of Mountain View, but
So we can get into it. I know that your first major passion is dance. Is that correct?
Correct.
So we'll just kind of start with your origin story. How'd you get into dance?
All right. Well, so I mean, you know, as a kid, danced with my cousin. Rest in peace. But he got me in this little dance group with him and his homies, and with me and my cousin, we spent like, I don't know, weeks learning this dance, man. Like, it was forever. It comes down to it, the day before, they're like, oh, yo, we taking your parts out.
What? Oh, man.
So what you gonna do is, you gonna get a soda, because part of the day, you gonna do the Running Man, and you gonna give me the soda, and I'm gonna drink it, and I'm gonna do a backflip, and then you take the soda back out. So
that's all you wound up doing?
I did the Running Man in and out.
And what was this at? What was this for?
It was like a community center, but it was like a dance contest that
Oh,
my cousin was in, and we got second place. I still got that trophy though.
That's cool.
That's how I started, like just regular whatever dance.
How old are you at this community center dance competition?
I don't know, like 4th, 5th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, like me and the homies used to break dance like at school.
For sure. Did you have a little thing?
We didn't know linoleum because we just had cardboard boxes.
Did you have cardboard?
Yeah, we stole it from behind Sears.
Okay. We don't be stealing on the part of the culture. I'm just messing with you.
I don't think it was stealing. They were probably throwing away anyway. But we take them back there and tape them together or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like later on, kind of progressed. Like the homies were like, "Yo, you want to go to this club?" It was what was it? The Groove.
Okay.
Right?
Where was it at?
It was right here on Notre Dame Ave.
How old were you at this time?
It was like 16, 17.
Okay.
And they're like, "Yeah, you want to go to this place called the Groove?" I was like, "All right, man." I was like, "Mom, can I go?"
Yeah.
You know, because it was on Sundays.
For sure.
So it was like an all-age club. So I get there, I never really heard house, like hard house before.
Yeah.
So I walked in, it was like super culture shock. I stood there like, what is this, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't know what to do. So I went, the first time I went, I didn't dance at all, just stood there.
Okay.
Second time, still nothing, just stood.
So you were becoming a regular though. Did you like it?
It was
Did
dope.
you like the vibes and everything?
It was cool little spot. So we used to, then I finally go, and I was just taking stuff and people just watching me. So the first time I go to dance, I'm dancing, doing my thing. And it was like, it was weird, but it was like, it made sense.
Yeah.
Like, I got it. And then we turned into a little crew called Wicked and Ruthless.
And that was your spot where the crew would represent.
Yeah. So me, the homie Danny, Sergio, go there every week and just put it down. And then there was another crew called Raw.
Yeah.
Right? They're a rebel crew.
Oh wow! So you had rivals already?
Yeah.
So you went from just standing on the wall to being in a crew with rivals.
Yeah, because they were mad. They thought we stole their name.
Oh God!
We didn't know, right?
Yeah.
So we battled for hours, bro. Like I'm saying, we didn't have no money.
Yeah.
So we just battled until we couldn't. Like we had no water, so when we felt like we were gonna pass out.
That's how it was.
Then we just go to the house. But that's how I got into like that freestyle dance. But teaching dance. I got asked to go take this class, and I was like, man, if I gotta take a class to dance,
yeah,
I suck. Man, I don't
sure.
do that, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I ain't taking that. I don't need that. So finally, got talked into going, and like the first 10 minutes, the dude was like, yo, this ain't for you.
What do you mean? Why?
I could not get it.
Really?
It was so hard. Like learning dance is one thing. Like teaching is one thing, learning is a whole nother monster. So he was like, basically I got sat out. Like,
wow. Wow. That's the end of the podcast?
And then I was like, nah, they ain't gonna tell me I suck.
Yeah.
So then I started taking these classes at Westlake with the company, and funconometry. They used to throw a weekly class on Sundays. So I started taking those, failing horribly at those.
Yeah.
But I went every week though, every week.
Okay.
And then I took classes during the week.
Wow.
And then
what was so you know, obviously like back to adding value, what was it that kept you going, even though, so out the gate, your first teacher that you ever came encounter with told you like, nah, you're not gonna make it. Then you go to another class and you're seeing like, nah, I'm not gonna make it. Like, what kept you going?
because I don't fail.
Ah, okay.
It's
Was that
like,
what it was? Like, this is a challenge?
Yeah.
They told me I can't do it?
Because I knew I could dance, but
Yeah.
I just didn't know how to do that dance.
For sure.
I was like, no, I got this. So then I just kept pushing to be better at that.
Yeah.
Because I can't lie to myself and tell myself I'm a good dancer, but I can't do this.
For
You know
sure.
what I mean? And this is something I want to do. So then I kept pushing forward with that. And then I remember my first dance show I did.
Yeah. Is this with the company?
This is with okay, so the team, I joined a team.
Okay.
The one that threw that first class,
For sure.
I joined that team. Shout out Booth Troop. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out.
We did our first show at Dianza.
Okay.
I remember I was wearing a bright red hat.
All right, just like the one you're
this
wearing right
Ground
now.
Star one
Ground
right
Star
here.
hat.
And then a bright blue shirt and some purple shoes because we had to wear some bright colors.
Yeah.
Right? Man, I messed up every single piece of that.
Really?
Oh, I didn't.
What was it? Do you kind of remember what was going through your head?
You know, you get stage fright. I get up there and just boom, everything's gone.
Really?
And I'm like, you know what? I just got to keep moving though, because if I stop moving, they don't know I really
They'll
messed
know,
up.
yeah.
So I just kept pushing. The only thing I got right was this body roll.
Okay.
Only because you had a partner.
You're lucky that I don't have the setup to move. I definitely make you show the body roll.
So I got the body roll right, but the girl I was dating at the time, I didn't tell her that we were going to do a body roll with another girl.
Oh.
You didn't tell me you was going to be body rolling with somebody. I said, it was just a dance, girl.
That's just
I didn't enjoy it.
That's funny.
But then, yeah, so after the show, everybody's like, oh, you killed it. It's like, for
That's
real?
what everyone said?
Yeah, I was
That's
like, for
crazy.
real? I was like, I didn't do nothing right. Well, you couldn't tell.
That's
like, cool,
sometimes
cool. Yeah,
sometimes you just you just keep going until, like they say, really fake it till you make it.
Fact.
You
That's
know?
exactly what I did.
Even like with this show, like I just pretty much set up and I'm just gonna keep hammering. But even sometimes like failure helps you succeed because you realize that like when you go back and you look at your mistakes, you're like, they weren't even really that big of a mistake.
Yeah.
Like you probably, and then a lot of people think like, damn, I messed up on the dance, but you did so much other stuff right, but we never focus like you went to all the practices.
Yeah, you're always so hard on yourself.
Yeah, you really are. You dressed how you're supposed to dress. You showed up at time with the time you were supposed to show up.
You know what I mean?
Like you probably
I
really
just not showed up.
Yeah, you could have, or any of that, and you could have gave up days ago. But we focus on like all the stuff we did wrong instead of like the 90,000 things we did right. Like you got there,
It's
you choreographed.
that one thing just overshadows everything.
Everything, and so sometimes you have to focus on the wins and focus on all that stuff you did right.
Fact.
All right, so everyone says you killed it,
Right,
and
so then
what's the development?
We going back to the studio, and the homie Krishan, shout out Krishan. That's the dude that actually really taught me how to get down like that. But he was like, yo, what are you doing on Thursday?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, man, nothing. I was like, I want you to be in this piece. Come to the studio. I want to help you out.
For sure.
I was like, cool, yeah, I'll come. So I got my iPod. I just got, took the light rail out there. I had a whip.
Yeah, it's all good.
And then, so I get there and I was like, yo, is Chris here? He's like, nah, he ain't here.
Yeah.
Where's he at? Oh, he's not here.
This is days before cell phones too. Huh?
Yeah.
So you just like really,
Yeah,
like,
I'm
there's
here.
no, yeah.
So then she was like, oh, you're his sub. What? You're gonna sub his classes today.
So you were the teacher?
Yeah.
So you went from your performance to, Brad, this fool's watching on live and he's calling me. Something's wrong with him. You're funny, Carlos. Carlos is funny.
So I get there and I'm like, yo, all I got is my iPod and none of the music on it is clean. Oh, it's cool, they're adults. Oh, so they're good? Like they know what they're doing?
Yeah.
So turns out the classes are an hour and 15 minutes long. And I don't know if you ever taken a class.
Yeah.
An hour is normally like perfect for a class, right?
Yeah.
You got like 15 minutes to warm it up, right? And then you go hard in the paint with the dance.
Yeah.
And depending on how hard you go, you either go all the way through 45 minutes or like that last 10 minutes do like a cool down, right?
Yeah.
That normally depends on like if the teacher's feeling it or not. Like if I'm not really feeling it, I'm gonna stretch.
For sure.
And then we're gonna get out of here. But the class, a 15-minute added to that,
It's just extra.
It's like, that's a lot.
That's pretty crazy for your. So this is how you got into it.
Yeah. So then I taught those 2 classes, and then the lady that owned the studio, shout out Juan, at Aerial Dance Studio, she was like, "You want a job?"
Get out of here.
Yeah, and I was like, "You get paid for this?"
That's crazy.
So that's how I started teaching dance.
How did
I didn't even want to teach dance. I just started doing that. And I was like, "Yo, you get paid for this?" And it just kind of snowballed from there.
That's crazy. I was thinking about it the other day because I bartend, I make clothes, and it's crazy how like I don't think I've ever like went after anything. I think it just kind of developed
It falls in line. You know what I mean?
And so that's how you became a dance teacher.
Yeah.
And did you fall in love with it? Did you love it?
I still love it.
That's crazy.
Shout out Studio 10. Okay?
Yeah.
Loving that
Studio
right
10.
now. Studio 10 is crushing people. West Valley Dance Company out there doing it right. But if you want to take classes, that's where I'm teaching. That's why I said that.
Yeah. Hey, no, you just shout it out.
Yeah. So, there's something about. So there's a thing called aha moment.
Yeah.
Right.
Aha moment.
It can go with anything.
For
anything
sure.
you do, you get that one. I got it.
Yeah.
I live for that, to see it in other people.
For sure.
So like when I'm teaching dancing, there's a lot of times people, I can't do this, I'm not good at this, and then one day they get that aha moment,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yo, all the work that I've been putting in was just for that.
That's crazy.
And that really what does. Like today I had a lady, like, you know, she never danced before.
Wow.
Right? She was like, she did this like her 3rd class. And she was like, she's going through it a little bit. She's like, this is my new therapy. I told myself I'll try something new to get myself out of the rut.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Not a bad idea.
So she was, you know, she comes in, she works her ass off. Like,
Yeah.
She go hard. Today, like we had something was it was a little more difficult.
Yeah.
I put a little stank on it.
Little stank on you. Shout out to Outcast.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you want to hit me up, you know what I'm saying? But there was a part where she got in, she was going, oh my God, I did it! Like she literally yelled that out loud.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and with this dub that you just got, we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Move forward with the
That's
progress.
crazy.
But like that kind of stuff makes it all like worth it. Then you have like the little kids where they just look up to you.
Yeah.
And it's like, especially a lot of the boys.
Yeah.
Right? There's not a lot of dudes that dance.
Nah.
Not a lot of kids.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I mean, I try to tell them like it's where it's at. They won't understand now, but when they get older, they're like,
You know what that reminds me of? Like, my mom put me in yoga. And so, because she always told me, I've always worked out, I've done personal training, I've done a lot of stuff, but my mom put me in yoga like when I was 12, because she was like, I don't want you to only be strong, I want you to be able to like be limber and stuff like that. I haven't done yoga in a while, but like I would be in the class, like yoga's a lot hard. Like you hear him talk about dance, like I bet you people are like, oh, he dance, and then like they probably couldn't finish their first class.
Nah, it's rough.
So yoga's the same way. So she would put me in these classes, and my boys, when I got older, I kept taking yoga. And my boys, I would like lift weights and pump and go hard, but then like on a Saturday I might take a yoga class, and my boys would try to clown me. And I'll be like, first of all, some of the most beautiful women I have ever seen, and this is, you guys, like, leggings are low-key new. Like, I see leggings when I was, like, 15, bro, and, like, you ever been in the back of the class, like, with yoga, I'd be like, bro, you're sleeping, like, this is the mecca of women.
Like, people don't understand, like, the ratio is, like, 1 to 12.
Yeah, you'll meet, didn't you meet your fiance?
That's how I met my fiance. She took my dance class.
Yes, yeah. So I wish I could just like, I'm not gonna start doing it, but eventually I'm gonna start flashing pictures. Like, I just want you to see his wife. Like, she's a very beautiful lady. This fool's very lucky. You know, my girl's good looking too. You know what I mean? But I didn't meet her doing dance. But so I feel you. Like, people sleep on those like a little pocket. Go do a yoga class. That's
like I'm telling you, You be that one dude in your squad, because people always be asking me like, yo, how you meet girls like that?
Yeah.
You got just dance, dude. You see dudes don't want to dance at clubs.
Yeah.
Whenever you see me out, what you see me doing?
Dancing.
All the time.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody think about me either.
Nah, you can't. That's the secret to dance.
And that's literally that'll attract them to you.
So let's add some value. So, what advice would you give? What's like the 3 principles of dance to someone who's not good at dancing? For all those white guys out there that ain't got no rhythm, yeah, when they just move to the next song. Like, what advice would you give to those guys?
One, don't worry about what people think about you.
Okay, that's huge.
If you ain't got no rhythm to dance, like you just dance anyway.
Yeah.
Like you can't get better if you ain't doing it.
That's true. That is true.
2, narrow down the sounds you're listening to. What the problem is, a lot of people, like especially dudes, like people ain't got no rhythm.
Yeah.
The reason why you don't have rhythm is because you're hearing everything at once.
Yeah.
And you're trying to dance to everything at once.
That's true.
So now I'm over here. I don't even know what I'm here.
Yeah.
But you chasing.
So that's actually a secret. Like, if you don't know about dance, like black people, we listen to the bass. Yeah. Like that's where it's at.
Hit that 1 2.
Doodle, doodle. Like we're all on bass. Like we ain't listening to the treble, we ain't listening to the flute. It's what the drum or the bass guitar is doing.
Fact.
You know.
And you ride that.
Yeah.
You hit that 1 and the 2. You learn how to 2-step.
2-step. And so is that your third key to success?
The third key to success is the 2-step.
Yeah.
Because what it is once you get dancing, you start feeling good about yourself. You don't mess up.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna drop the beat on you.
Yeah.
You're gonna change the song abruptly. And you ain't gonna know what to do.
That's true.
Go to the 2-step.
The 2-step.
2, 1, 2. Just
the 2-step.
Step it out, right?
The 2-step.
Right?
The 2-step.
Because you can you reset then.
Yeah.
Now you can figure out what's happening.
That's true.
And then you don't look like an idiot.
I got a mean 2-step.
Killer. I seen it.
I got a mean.
It's cold. The floor freezes over.
2-step.
It's so cold. The floor freezes when
freezing 2-step.
Yeah.
So going into that's your dance career we got into, and then so now I know you DJ also.
Yeah.
How did that start?
I take it way back. I used to promote with my best friend Mike Jones. Shout out Mike Jones, Pride K9.
Mike Jones from the Bay, or like the Mike Jones?
Mike Jones from the Bay. Don't tell him make it easy.
Shout out to Mike Jones for what happened?
He's yelling, man. Like, what's your name? Mike Jones? Huh?
Who? Mike Jones.
But yeah, Cool Kids Entertainment, we used to do that. So we used to hire DJs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Club. Shout out to Shmi out there too. He was my roommate, G Beats. Shout out G Beats, Soul Child. He was DJing, and he would DJ at the house all the time. He was like, bro, why don't you DJ?
Yeah.
He's like, you're always around it. All you do is download music. Like,
yeah.
You got everything. Why don't you just do it? I was like, because when I was younger, I tried to teach myself, and I didn't know you had to come in on the bass.
Yeah.
I was trying to come in on the snare, on the 2. And I was like, yo, we got to come on I didn't know.
Yeah,
and so
I don't even know what that means.
The bass is the boom, and the snare is the, right? So
okay.
1, 2, boom, clap. Boom.
So you come in on
you got to come in on the 1.
Okay.
I didn't know that. And then the homies that were DJing then, they wouldn't help me. They were like, you gotta learn on your own. I learned on my own. See how I do it?
Yeah.
They do you dirty.
They
right?
do.
So he's like, I'll show you right now. All right. And I was like, really? This is what it is? Like learning the fundamentals of how to do it, like how to match a beat.
Yeah.
That part was so easy for me.
Okay.
Because of dance.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So I understand how they go together. Now I will tell you, but people like not everybody can be, these days anybody can be a DJ.
Yeah,
really, right?
You can do whatever you want.
I just seen somebody the other day DJ a whole set without using the crossfader.
My boy, I'm not gonna say his name.
How did you not, didn't use it at all, just kept it in the middle and switched, I mean, it's good for you, do you, but he just fade out, whatever, right? Well, I will tell you, the hardest part about DJing is actually reading the crowd. Yeah. And keeping the energy the same, even when you're changing through genres. Yeah. And tempos. So if I'm going BPMs, so I'm doing 120. That's
fast paced. You turn it up.
Right. And then I want to go from like 120 to like, I'm trying to slow it, like bring down, but keep the energy up. So I'm going like 88.
Okay.
To be able to do that, which I just recently learning, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the best DJ in the world.
For sure.
I'm decent.
For sure.
Like I know I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, people have booked me, so I must be doing something right.
Yeah, it's because you're black.
Well, go ahead. Yeah, probably that. But
he has to know how to DJ.
I mean, but I know a bunch of DJs that are just out of this world good. So I'm not gonna be like, yo, I'm up there with them, because I'm definitely not.
Nah, at least, stay humble.
So I'm learning. So I'm learning how to mix in key.
Yeah.
But because I'm not a musician, it didn't make sense at first. But now I know that you can go like from 120 and you drop it down, but as long as it's the same key.
So what is your style like? I just have my boy Jay Wells on here, and that fool's just mad raw. He's you know what I mean? He's just like,
hey, he's all energy.
Yeah, all energy. Honestly, like he's all energy. Yeah. Like he
like
just
on and off.
Yeah, you're just gonna like you could tell when he's on the ones and twos. Like he just goes ham. So what is your like some DJs play, you know, the top 40. Some I know I've heard DJs just like all Bay Area all day. Some are hood. Some are you I know you do more corporate, not more only corporate, but are you more of like a corporate DJ where you got the wedding tune? What's your style?
I would rather do like parties.
Okay.
Like if you were having a party, right?
Yeah.
And you were like, yo, I'm gonna have this many people here, blah blah blah. It's gonna be rocking.
Yeah.
Come to my house and do that.
So that's what you're feeling.
I like that. That's fun. It's less pressure, really. But I do like clubs.
Okay.
I do. I'm not gonna lie. Those are fun.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about certain places where you DJ, you can play whatever you want.
Yeah.
As long as you sprinkle in something that everybody knows. Like you can't just do all remixes all day. Although I would.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Do you do your own mixes?
I don't. I'm actually. That's my next venture, is to learn how to produce beats or produce music, or even make my own remixes and stuff.
For sure.
But for example, New Year's I did Cedar Room, right?
For sure.
And it's Campbell, so you gotta play to Campbell.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
But I just played. I started out. I remember I played like a short 90s set.
Okay.
Like real quick, get people warmed up.
Yeah.
Everybody likes 90s. Black, white, Asian.
Everybody likes 90s.
Everybody likes 90s. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
So I started off with the 90s and then went to some early 2000s, and then I just dropped them with some heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Right? And then they were like, oh, can you play some Mac Dre? I was like, it's not midnight. I need to keep these white people here.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
So then it was coming close to the ball drop, so I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? A bunch of these white girls showed up.
Yes.
They all came in, right? And I was like, you know what? I'm about to turn these white girls up. Right?
Yeah.
So I dropped the Backstreet Boys.
Oh, can't go wrong in Cowboy. Backstreet Boys.
You cannot. Drop Backstreet Boys, and then into I think the NSYNC track, and then they are turning up, and then it was starting to do the ball drop. So I had to, they did all that, and when they came back, I came in with shout out Mighty Mike for this remix. The Tell Me When to Go Spice Girls edit.
I haven't heard it.
It comes in with the Spice Girls. Tell me what you want.
Yeah.
Right? And I wanna.
And it's
Tell Me When to Go. Yo.
That's tight.
That shit jumped. And then I just played, after that song dropped, the dude with his girl bought me, like, yeah, we got you the shot. Thanks for playing some bass stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I switched to another bass track. They gave me another shot.
That's tight.
And then I was like, play some Mac Dre. They gave me another shot. I was like, look, I gotta stop playing this.
Yeah. So I just, you know, that's mad dope.
Yeah.
I like the DJ career. I like the dance career. What advice would you? So you've lived, you know, thus far. I don't know how old
I've
you
been
are.
in the Bay my whole life.
Okay.
I've been in San Jose my whole life. 36 years now.
Okay. So you're 36?
Yeah.
Okay.
I lived in this area, 12th Street area.
So we're downtown. We're at Avery
My
Lounge.
life.
This podcast is. So what advice, like being 36 and going through this whole life journey, what advice would you give your younger self to, you know, that would lead to more success, obviously faster? What are some key principles that you would tell your younger version to do or not do or avoid or do more of? What are some things, you know, obviously people listening, what are some things that you would tell them on this journey in life?
Focus. I'm still not really good at focusing.
Okay.
Right? That's one thing I'm still working on, but I have a lot more than I did before.
Okay.
Focus on your right now.
Okay.
Don't always be so heavy on what the end result will be.
For sure.
Because you lose the substance in between. So let's say I want to be a huge DJ one day.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I can't become a huge DJ one day if I ain't focusing what I'm doing today.
For sure.
Like, how am I practicing? What am I doing today to make it better? Instead of just, okay, it's just gonna happen. It's not just gonna happen.
I agree 1,000%.
And it's like the same thing like with dance. Dance was a super progression for me.
For sure.
But if you go to just about any dance video and you say my name,
yeah,
they're like either they know me or they know of me.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Maybe
I'm
not
gonna
to
just
the
go
best
and
life.
try that. I'm just gonna go pull up on people and be like, hey, you know, Rory. I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna go to like random studios and see what they say.
Yeah, see what happens.
Nah, but to
like,
be honest, like all jokes aside, I was eating with my fiance and her cousin, and this fool, I just randomly seen him, and her cousin was like, "Oh, that's my old school dance teacher." I was like, "That's Rory, man. Sit down, girl."
Just Rory. He ain't nobody.
So he's. I really do feel like this dude's a Bay Area legend. Like I think between me and him, we probably know about 75% of San Jose. So one thing is definitely focus.
Focus.
I agree with that a lot.
I think.
What's number two? What's a second principle that you would give a younger version of yourself to help you become more successful?
Follow through.
Okay.
Follow through with the people that are that got the same interests.
What do you mean?
Like, say for example, like for like us today, right?
Yeah.
I before I could tell you this, I wouldn't have showed. Like if I was on my way home and I was like, yo, I'm a little hungry, or I gotta take shit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go.
For sure.
I might make up a reason why I can't.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree with that. I used to be like that.
Let's do it another day.
Yeah.
And then it never happens. And then it finally happens, but it's too late.
Yeah.
When you say you're gonna do something, do it. And then be around like-minded people.
For sure.
They don't have to be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But they have to have the same drive or the same goal or in results of success or whatever you want. Make sure the people that are around you want the same thing. Because if they don't, they're gonna keep you down.
For sure. I talked about it on the last podcast. I think that I agree with that. Like the like-minded people thing. I even think about putting myself around people who are like better than me. You know, like that statement. Like if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Yep.
I think that's a huge principle for me, and I agree. And like being around like-minded people is huge. I think that is how you are successful. And just, like I said, just being around more successful people. So you said focus is number one, follow through is number two, and then number three is, kind of leading into number three. What would you say is number three, being around like-minded people, or do you think there's something that you would tell your younger self?
I mean, I think something that I would tell my life is have a little less fun.
Really?
I had a lot of fun. I still have a lot of fun. I ain't
For
gonna lie.
sure.
But I think it took away from a lot of things I should have been doing.
Like?
Say, for example, I could have been out of debt.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
I just barely. Shout out to my credit score.
For sure.
I just barely. It's supposed to say Canon, but I think it's a big bandit.
Yeah. Full roasted.
You got that at the swap meet.
So we're back. Quick commercial break. I got roasted on a commercial break. But what were we talking about?
What happens? Fun.
Oh yeah. So I think for me, it took me a long time to realize that there's more than one way to have fun. Like maybe this isn't actually to me.
I guess that's what I'm kind of saying too.
Yeah, I don't think people make it seem like going to the gym is unfun, or like if you had a choice, like Netflix, go home and like watch Netflix and relax, or go to the gym. People will make it seem like going to and just chilling and watching Netflix is more beneficial or funner than going to the gym. Maybe it's easier to start Netflix.
Definitely easier.
But then like once you get in the gym and you're suited up and you hit that first set, it's actually kind of fun.
It is.
And then like even this podcast.
The hard part is getting there.
Yeah, the hardest part is getting there. This podcast. This to me, it's like we sat down. I have really delved into like normal people. I'm not saying he's like, I'm normal, he's normal.
I'm a normal person.
And so me and him have talked many of times. I've known Rory for years and years, but I've never gotten to really hear his whole story. And now we have a platform where the whole world has an opportunity to hear your whole story. So yeah, maybe it's not like there's just strippers behind us, and there was. We had to remove them because of our fiance.
Yeah,
but it's this to me is joyous. It's the term enjoy is you're in a situation that's joyful. So I'm enjoying myself. And even sometimes things that seem fun, like if we just started drinking Hennessy, like that may seem fun, but then now you can't wake up, you can't go to work, like no one really benefits. It's actually I'm not hating on Hennessy or anything like that. I'm a bartender, but sometimes there's a time and a place. Like there's a time to drink Hennessy and there's a time to do podcasts. But
also a time to drink water.
Yes, shout out to water.
Yeah.
But with that being said, doing other things is fun. So back to the credit thing. I just paid off $5,000, $4,000 worth of credit. I'm working with a credit consultant to pay off the last little bit. Nice. But that feeling is more joyful than buying bottle service.
The fact that I buckled down and kind of got back like finance was a big deal. And culturally, as black people, black people, they don't teach us. We don't know this growing up.
Yeah. Right?
You grow up, you just know you gotta not go to jail.
For sure.
Stay out of drugs.
For sure.
It's not like taught, and then that's something too, think like the Jewish community. Credit scores, that's taught to you.
No,
it's like a family tradition. Like you need to have a good credit score, that. But I wasn't pushed like that.
Nah, right? I wasn't.
And then shout out to Jen, fiance, because she's white. Yeah. Right? So she's on top of that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like she was taught that.
For sure.
Wasn't. So when I got
women are a little bit more on point, even without parental.
They don't need guidance.
Nah, yeah. My girl, shout out to my girl. I agree 1,000% because I've had a business and 2 jobs. So income wise, maybe now she might be beating me right now because of
I know I'm losing.
But she might not. I really don't know. We'll see at the end of the year. But I made more up until maybe the last year. For sure made more than her. And she would have bands saved up, dog. She was making like 16, 17 bucks an hour, paying rent, car note, bands saved up. Me, there would be days where I made a rack in a day. Bro, I had like $800 saved up, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And so, I was someone too, you talked a lot about having fun. Yeah. I was someone too, I just always YOLO, you only live once type mentality. Instead of seeing the bigger picture, okay, maybe I'll go out on Saturday instead of every other day. Let me invest in myself. Let me take some courses with some of this money. Let me learn something with some of this money.
Instead of just blowing.
But I do think that by living that lifestyle, it makes you a lot more comfortable
being broke.
Yeah. Changing up.
You know what I mean? So like I was saying, after I got with her, it was a different, my mind, I'm not gonna lie, I spend money. I like to spend money. Yeah. I make money to spend money.
For sure.
But the credit thing and all that stuff wasn't on my high priority list.
No.
But shout out to her for kind of put me on push. Hey, come on, man, get it together. It's my credit score too now. Right?
Yeah.
So through that, getting that credit score, we just purchased our first house.
Congratulations, my dude.
Yesterday.
Congratulations.
I'm an adult, people.
Yeah, congratulations.
Look at me adulting.
Congratulations.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that's huge. So I think, and we're going to kind of wrap it up here. I just really wanted to hear his story. But he talked about something very huge. He talked about knowledge. And I was not taught about credit. I was not taught about business. I was not taught. Really, my mom just suggested I go to school. Even when I told her I was going to start a business, she was like, that's probably not the best path. And so fast forward, I got into business by listening to, I don't want to keep saying white people or anything like that, but I worked at Johnny Rockets when I was 15 or 16. And there was a kid who was working there, and he had an internship at a law office, and everybody at his law office kept telling him, hey, you should read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He had no interest in reading it, none. But I just could instinctually tell him, like, all these lawyers are telling this 16-year-old kid, like he was like, they keep wanting me to read this book. Johnny Rockets in the Prune Yard was next to Barnes & Noble. That day, I went and I bought Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I don't know where my life would be. None of this would have happened if I didn't instinctually just have a thought. But it was from him. But imagine he interned at a law office. That dude's probably a lawyer now. He's probably making 200, 300 grand a year. That, for sure, without even knowing him, unless he like got addicted to crystal meth or something.
That's the thing, though.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Especially out here.
But knowledge is so huge. So I don't want anybody listening to this to think that just because like me and Rory, or Rory and I, we both came from environments where it was not taught to us. Go out, like I am so huge. On the way to work, on the way home, I listen to podcasts. On the way to work, on the way home, like I'll listen to how to build your YouTube following, how to have a podcast, how to get out of debt, the information is out there. And so just everyone listening, I just want you guys to take advantage of that and don't make that your excuse, because listen to Dave Ramsey, listen to Grant Cardone. Like I'll put links to all this stuff, but you have no excuse no more.
Yeah, none. Also, with that said too, is the knowledge doesn't have to be conventional. It can be anything you're into. Be knowledgeable in that. It don't have to be, oh, well, this person's smart this person makes money doing this, I want to do that too. No, that's not what you want to do. Don't do it. Like, for example, and also make sure what you do makes you happy. Like, don't just do it for the money. And if you have not seen the Avicii story on Netflix.
Who's Avicii?
Avicii, the DJ, the producer.
I haven't seen it.
Rest in peace, Avicii. He's a musical genius, but if you watch that, it made, like, it, you know, like that Rich Dad, Poor Dad did for you. Like that, like, changed my life.
I might throw that on. I gotta clean my house. I might throw that bad boy on.
It's crazy. But anyway.
So go out, get knowledge. If they want to find you, how do they find you?
Hit me up on just my name, Rory Pete, on Facebook, the real DJ Ground Star, or the real Ground Star on IG.
I'll link all this up.
DJ Ground Star, Facebook. What else we got? You can email me.
Don't put your email out.
It's on all that other stuff anyway.
Yeah. So you can find him there. I'm JD you can find me on partoftheculture.com. You can find me at Part of the Culture on Instagram. I also have a book on business. I do clothing, shirts. I actually made the hat that he's wearing right now. So yeah, I have a free book. I'll link that. It's all about how to level up in business. Go ahead and grab that. It's completely free. It's an ebook. It'll teach you little principles. Why am I doing this? I have a clothing business, but why am I doing a podcast? Before you have any type of business, you need to create a media company, because that is the only way to survive. If you have two guys, one guy is a DJ and one guy is a DJ, but he creates media around it, who do you think is going to win?
Yeah, whoever has that buzz.
You know, so create media around your company. That's kind of my gym. Thank you, my dude.
For sure.
Honestly, it was good. I'm
glad
to hear your story.
I'm glad I could do this.
Yes, and we're out.